So let me ask you a question. We're talking about how there might interest rates might be go up again. Like they might hike the overnight bank rate. The Fed might 0.25%. Right? Do you think maybe this is them trying to slow down the housing market? Because if you have penalties for the safer borrowers who are probably, or the safer buyers who are probably already in primary residences,
right?
Maybe they don't, because of inventory issues and things of that nature. Maybe they're trying to slow them down to allow first-time home buyers a better opportunity.
But correct, and because it does give eventual. So it costs less for a better rate now for lower credit score, for like a under 600, like a under 700 credit score, for the 5% downs, for people, for things that are more first-time home buyer related, that you see more percentage with first-time home buyers.
Wasn't that like not a better loan, but it was easier for people who maybe don't have the money for
because it has less adjustments on that for credit score, for things like that, which are more favorably with for that, and that's been the case,
right? So the interest rates are less, and which makes your monthly payment less.
Right.
So it's more affordable, so you can qualify for more.
You have higher mortgage insurance. There's things there so that still protects their investors.
Right.
But it does make it a lot more affordable, and it's easier. There's something called AUS findings for those who aren't aware. Where
automated underwriting system. AUS stands for automated underwriting system.
It's an algorithm that takes everything into account and basically qualifies it. So it's not...
Because computers are the future.
Exactly. It's artificial intelligence, essentially, that says if you can buy a home or not.
Right.
And it's for an FHA, for HUD has theirs set up so you're way more likely to get qualified at a lower credit score. Mm-hmm. So it's that program, for example, and that's the direction, personally, I think that we should be going.
More FHA?
For first-time home buyers. And improving that. And they did. They dropped the
I was an FHA
mortgage insurance rate
first-time home buyer
from by 30 basis points.
That is huge.
Per month, or annual, but it lowers the monthly mortgage insurance a lot.
Right, yeah.
Which is massive. They're getting that benefit. That's a pure benefit to them. The down payment assistance programs that we're seeing come up more and more. We just mentioned United Wholesale, Equity Prime Mortgage, EPM, one of our partners. They have a great one. Yep, Land Home Financial
Every company
Services
has a great down payment.
They have a great one. There's a bunch of them out there. Like communities have them.
Right. Communities have them. Government has them. Those are typically the worst. Imagine that the government funded down payment assistance programs are way worse.
But those are benefits to them.
They are still beneficial and get you into first time home buyer. But I want to push back on something.
Yes.
Because we talk about this all the time. We are in a massive inventory crunch.
We are.
They have to do something for first time home buyers so that there's more inventory on the market. And I truly believe that what they're doing is they do things to incentivize certain people. So they're incentivizing first-time homebuyers with better LLPAs, loan level pricing adjustments, on all stuff. But what they're really doing is they slashed MI, right? So MI mortgage insurance on FHA is going to be a lot less.
Right.
The other thing is they disincentivized, is that the word? De-incentivized, disincentivized, making it so that people who are more than likely already in a primary residence who want to put a 20% down payment down are going to look at the interest rate, if they have a bad mortgage broker, because we'll get their interest rate low still, but are going to look at the interest rate and they're going to say, this doesn't make sense to move out of this house to go to this house. I have a 3% here on this house. This house, I'm going to have a 7%. I can afford $300,000 less. I'm not going to move. So that means that somebody who's going to sell is less likely to sell to somebody who's already in a home.
Right.
Do you see what I'm doing there? And I understand what you're saying, but you have to do something to stop people from moving who already are in a primary residence because we don't have the inventory. So I'm not saying it's right or that it makes sense. They aren't going to come out and say that's why they did it. But to me, it makes sense that they probably did it so that the people who are already in a home are less likely to move.
What about the younger home buyers? Does this not work for them? Is this not good for them?
This is good for them.
Okay.
First time home buyers, younger people that don't own a home, this is good for them.
It incentivizes lower down payments, things like that, people that haven't prepared for.
And that's a big thing and that you did the video on. Ben, one of those videos Ben did, you don't need 20% for a down payment. We can get you as low as 0% down payment. We can get you, and if you get a realtor who can negotiate seller credits, you might not have to come to the table with anything. Now it's rare. Maybe it's $1,000, $2,000. Like we just closed a loan with one of our clients, they only had to come to the table with $2,200, and they bought how much was their home? $300,000 home, and they came with $2,200. Can you save $2,200 by a home? A lot of people can save that, right? So
I mean, we had a client before that came to closing with what, like less than 100?
Yeah. So you can. There's ways to do it, and I think this is a good piece for the education of all the people out there. Like, hey, first-time homebuyers, now's a good time. Some people are scared. They're disincentivized. You're being incentivized with lower mortgage insurance, better FHA, so which creates better FHA payments for FHA. You're being incentivized with down payment assistance programs. Now's a good time to buy. Anyone who's telling you not to buy right now, crazy person. Take advantage of the market because there's a lack of inventory, which means you're going to gain appreciation by buying now. Because when there's less inventory, low supply, high demand, prices go up. So over the next few years, you will get, and especially here in the Carolinas, we're the hottest market in the country, you're going to do well.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, if you're a first-time home buyer, this is good for you. And I do believe, like, I'm not, you're very upset about this because, I mean, you come from a very privileged lifestyle. So you're very upset because of the 20% down payment. I think that you have to do this until builders start building more homes, or else the people who, because this is very, like, socialist of me. But I do believe you have to do something to help people get into homes. And I believe that people should be allowed to build wealth in America. And when we don't have enough housing, you either need to incentivize builders to start building more housing.
Yes.
Or you need to do what they're doing, and that's saying people who are already in a home, we're going to disincentivize you, or I don't know what the word is, but make sure that you
decentivize. Yeah.
Yep.
What about promoting younger first-time home buyers?
That's our job. We have to start doing it.
We
have to start getting this information out there to them.
By educating, because the programs are out there. And that's...
The programs are there.
Yeah.
It's not marketed well.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, so the programs are there. Like, we need to get... Like, let me give you an example. The average first-time home buyer is between 33 and 35 years old. We need that number 25, in my opinion. And that's not for me. That doesn't benefit me. That benefits the person buying that home, and that benefits because you're building wealth through appreciation and the paying down of the principal, right? Now, there is still, for landlords out there, don't get too mad because there's still a market for rentals because not everybody's going to be in the same position or want to own a home. And like there's life factors there. There's more than enough abundance for everybody.
Yeah.
But one of the things you'll see that we're focusing on in these short videos that we've shot, it's marketed to first-time home buyers and getting rid of some of the myths in the industry, like the 20% down payment myth, or you have to have a 700 credit score, things of that nature. It's not true.
So what would you say right now, you guys, what's like the target audience versus what you currently have? Like right now, who do you sell homes with the most, between what age versus where you want to go, like versus who you want to market to?
So,
I mean, we're not necessarily marketing towards age, or I don't want to say...
So
that it's more of making sure that every person out there, and yeah, I mean, it probably is way more likely that someone who's younger.
You have an operations mind.
Right.
I market to need.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I sell to need, and it's not really selling because there's need, so they need this. There is a need for younger people to get into homes.
Right.
So there's two areas that I'm really focused on personally. First-time home buyers. Mm-hmm. First-time home buyers, plain and simple.
Right.
Younger crowd. The younger crowd. But the one issue I do run into with the younger crowd, like I'm talking 30 or less, they think they know everything, which I did too when I was in my 20s. And then when I got to my 30s, and you could probably vouch for this. You've known me since adolescence. I became more open-minded in my 30s.
Yeah.
But my principles became more ingrained. Does that make sense? I'm willing to listen to more people. But I have certain principles, like I want to help people. I want to help them build wealth through real estate. I want to do well for my family. I want to raise my kids in church, like that type of thing, right? Yeah. But I'm also willing to listen to more people and get more sides of it because I know I don't know everything and my experience isn't everybody else's experience. So I'm targeting personally 2 places, the Carolinas, my home, York County. Like I'm really targeting York County. And I'm targeting the first-time home buyer, younger generation, because I think that the first step to fixing this country is to make sure primary residence you're paying for and you're paying down principal. And when I say that there's enough abundance, and I don't want the landlords to get mad, there's going to be people in different situations, traveling nurses, things like that aren't going to want to buy, military, that aren't going to want to buy because they have to change bases, change locations, or do that. There's still a market for the landlord. The second people I'm talking to, because they're savvy, is the investor, is the person with the rental property, right? And then the third is builders, because guess what's going to happen? We have an inventory issue. The only way to fix the inventory issue is to build more housing.
And the biggest thing holding that back right now, cash flow for builders.
And we can resolve that.
Right. So kind of going into what you're saying too, it kind of segues right into our next topic.
But first, bang that red subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and guess what? Follow us on all of our social media. We're NBI Financial Group on everything, literally everything. Here's the other piece, people. We are NBI Financial Group. We're the premier mortgage broker in the industry. This is the Loan Guys Podcast. The Loan Guys Podcast is doing a giveaway sponsored by NBI Financial Group. We will give you $1,000, whether it's $1,000 worth of Bitcoin or $1,000 in cash. All you have to do is be subscribed to our YouTube channel, turn on the notifications. Once you have done that, leave a comment on our video. And don't just leave some comment like, great video. Leave a comment discussing the actual video. And after the comment, what I need you to do is leave your Instagram handle. If you leave a meaningful comment with your Instagram handle, you will be entered in to a drawing for $1,000, which we're giving away on September 1st. The more meaningful comments you leave with your Instagram handle, the more entries you will have. $1,000 September 1st. Go ahead, do it. Bang the red subscribe button, turn on notifications, comment, Instagram handle, boom, done. You have an opportunity to win $1,000.